Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Chai Together. I am your host and founder, Pratima Day. You are tuning in for your cup of courage, hope, and imagination today with your lovely, lovely Chai Together mugs that I personally designed myself. So please get yourself one. Today, we have with us Miss Tarnya Coley. How are you feeling?
I am so much better now that I am here. I was so looking forward to this.
I know it's been since last year. This is going to be incredible. I know Joanna was looking forward to it earlier. So on this platform, those of you who are new to Chai Together, we share mental health journeys, and we use courage to showcase the stories, hope to overcome, and imagination to resonate and understand with the stories that are being shared here. So let's be respectful and be mindful and keep our opinions to ourselves, as this is only to uplift people and nothing else. All right, so now we can get into that. I really love your background. Before I even tell the viewers,
Thank you. This is my pop-up banner. It's a pop-up banner I had done when I first published Open Doors. I was super excited. Woo, my pop-up banner. Yeah.
A pop-up banner. I need to get one for Chai Together. That's fire. I like that. I believe I can. That's what I say often, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Evening, and morning, afternoon from me. So, all right, before we dig deeper, I'm going to tell you a bit about Miss Tarnya Coley. May I? You're like, you might as well. That's why I'm here. All right, so let's start with just plan it, see it, and anticipate it. And you're going to find out more about what that is. So Ms. Tarnya Coley is a self-published author. Her bestseller is Open Doors, such as you see with the pop-up there. She's rated as an inspirational book writer, and she's also a professional development coach, which she's really good at, and she's mentored me before. She dispenses keys to success at work, which has resulted in transforming hundreds of women's lives globally. And she is really incredible, and she's been here with me since the start of my journey about 8 months ago, and I was calling her every month, every week, because I needed that guidance, and just even a few minutes with her is incredible. So, how you feel? Can you hear me?
Hello, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So tell us more about Open Doors.
Open Doors. Well, in 2018, before 2018, I was a lecturer for 15 years. And then my manager then, Stuart Steen, he used to always talk about Les Brown. And I was like, I've never really listened to Les Brown. And I said, okay, Stuart, I get it. I get he's awesome. I get it. And then in 2018, I decided to write my book, Open Doors, about my journey overcoming the low self-esteem, the lack of confidence, the rejection from my dad. And it all starts with my mum's story, which is very powerful, where she had me when she was 16 years old. And she was told to leave home. Her boyfriend had left her. And that was her story at the beginning. And growing up, single parent household, I grew up with a lot of, low self-esteem, that lack of confidence. Because I was told, Pratima, believe it or not, that I would end up just like my mom. I would end up as nothing, do nothing, all those types of things. Thank you. Great start in life.
But so far from what you are.
Yeah. And I talk about all those things, about the open doors. We either walk through those doors and grab every opportunity, or we just stand at the door paralyzed. And that was me for a while, standing at the door, and these opportunities were just passing me by. And then I had a moment. That defining moment. Come on. And I thought, come on. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. I had to wake up. Come on, Tarnya, wake up.
I'm awake. Oh my God.
And that's what my book is all about. The first, open doors. And it's the doors are open for everybody. There's loads of opportunities. It's whether you walk through them or not. And that is what, and that became a bestseller. I wrote that book in 6 weeks, and then it became a bestseller. So I was super excited. That's how my journey all began. In the summer of 2018, I left my career of 15 years to pursue entrepreneurship.
Yes. Hell yeah. That's right. Do you have a copy of the book?
Yeah, I have. This is my first one.
Yeah. So you guys, I have it too, and I still have yet to read it, but you know, it's gonna be right when I do.
Exactly. Nothing before its time.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Hi, Gennaro, for tuning in. Joanna for tuning in. That's awesome.
Never says, I'm awake. Come on now.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So tell us more. You know, I know you've been on talk shows for Open Doors too, right? In the UK, right? You went on an interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went on an interview. When Open Doors happened, I wasn't expecting the exposure as I was. You know,
Wow.
me and my little book.
Oh, it's not so little. You know,
And then that was
so little.
yeah, right. And then that was me. And then I decided, you know what? I've been coaching and consulting for many years. Why don't I do that on my terms? Why don't I help people to get unstuck and live their purpose? Because I was in a place where I was stuck, and I had a coach that helped me to get through and overcome certain challenges. And I thought, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. And I did. And I set as a coach. And then I said after Open Doors, I wasn't going to write any more books. And Fativa, a book came to me. It was a 365 motivational book.
Yeah.
A simple way to get motivated. And it's the anniversary today. It's 1 year old today.
Wow. See, timing is right when you're on. It is so right.
Timing is so perfect. And I wrote this book in the midst of a pandemic last year.
Oh my God.
We told, you know, everything's shut down. The whole world is shut down. And I do believe that the lockdown, we have to seize opportunities. Those things that we've always wanted to do, now is the time. And I decided it's a 365 motivational book, affirmations to your greatness. And I decided, come on, I'm going to write this. And I did it. And it's been out and helping many people to take their focus off their circumstance, take their focus off the pandemic and what's taking place, and look to the future. What is it that you want? And then another idea came to me. And then I wrote.
You're funny. You're just so full of it. The simple way to get motivated. Goal planner.
Goal planner. All these books are available on Amazon, which I published myself. And then those are those books. Then my son this year said to me at the beginning of the year, Mom, why don't you write, he's 14. Mom, why don't you write a book on your favorite saying? Plan it, see it, anticipate it. And I thought,
a 4-time book writer.
I said I wasn't writing any more books. And I said, that's a really good idea. So guess what I did, Prativa? I did. And guess what I have? It came this morning.
Oh my God.
Come on, somebody. It came this morning. And I want to encourage people. It's not about, you can do it. Anyone can do whatever they put their mind to do. It's getting out of your own way and doing what you're called to do. I'm called to make a greater impact in people's life through my coaching, my speaking, my books, and publishing other people's books. I've come to help others show their greatness. And that is so important. So, are you ready for the reveal?
Oh my God, yeah. And what a privilege.
What a privilege. Come on, are you ready?
Wow. Wow. And the target too.
Plan it, see, and
what does it say at the bottom?
So it says 3 secrets to goal setting that will give you a bullseye aim and take action. And the foreword has been written by the amazing John Tellerico.
Okay. I didn't know who it was. I was gonna say it matches what you're wearing.
Yes, I realized that.
It wasn't
planned. It wasn't planned.
Look at that. Look, this is gonna be incredible.
And then guess what, Prativa? At the back of the book is a little endorsement from my pastor. He's also an author. And also Les Brown, the greatest.
Yes.
So yes,
What does it say?
It's going to be available on the 30th of April. Do you know what? I can't share with you what
Yeah.
it's going to say because Joanna,
Oh,
who's on the call,
yeah.
on the launch, the book launch, which is the 30th of April, Joanna's going to be reading out what Les Brown
Oh,
wrote on the back of the book.
that's amazing.
So if you want to know what Les Brown wrote, you need to get to the launch on the 30th of April.
Wait, what do we need to do?
You have to register. It's a free launch, 30th of April. The book comes out the 30th of April. The launch is on the 30th of April in the evening. It's going to be awesome.
My gosh. Yeah. Please provide the links and then I'll tag them.
Okay.
Those of you who aren't, following Tarnya, you definitely should. She makes incredible like daily videos that really used to uplift me and really align with me, and they still do. And do you do them in the morning, right?
Yes, I mostly do them it all depends, Pratima, how I'm feeling.
Well, my morning, right? EST.
My morning in the UK, yes.
So good, but it's just you just are so consistent, committed, and persistent. Like since I've met you, and the time when I met you, you only had one book, right? Just last year, you guys, in 1 year, she's written 3 more books.
That's it.
So did you ever is writing easy to you? Do you ever have like mental challenges where you feel like a writer's block? Do you get that at all?
Not really, but what I do is sometimes it's the motivation to follow it through. So I have a plan and a strategy on how to get things done because I write about what I live. I live it, so it comes natural to me because I do it. I don't just teach out of another textbook and let people know, here are 4 points. I actually live these things. I was once a person that was married to procrastination. Come on. Anybody here was married to procrastination? I had to get a divorce. Like, no, this isn't happening.
My God.
I was a person that was stuck. I had lack of confidence. I had goals and dreams and didn't pursue them because I didn't believe in me. And there was one thing I shared with somebody and they couldn't believe it. I used to be a sleeping lion. Oh. But I say now, you're going to hear me roar. Come on. You have to wake up and do what it is that you are called to do because people are relying on you to fulfill your calling and your purpose. And like you said, Pratima, like what you said about that consistency, it's all about consistency. My friend and I, at the very beginning of lockdown, March 2020, we both said to each other, we are going to be consistent in whatever we are called to do. And I haven't. We both did. And I haven't stopped. And I'm telling you right now, it hasn't been easy. It's been difficult. It has been extremely hard. There have been challenges, and not just of Corona and the COVID and everything. There's other challenges of life. But we have to keep on going.
I love that. Tell us about your mom. I know your mom's been really inspirational for you. So tell us more.
My mom's amazing. I'm an only child to my mom. And she lives 2 hours away from me. Oh yes, she's an amazing woman. She lives 2 hours away from me and I haven't seen her for a whole year. Well, it's been over a year now. But we keep in constant communication with each other. And my mom said to me, one of her goals was to write a book. And the thing is, someone said to me, never tell Tarnya what your goals are because she'll be on you.
Yes. You know what? Before you continue, I just want to briefly say the first 3-minute video that I made for Mr. Les Brown's Power Voice Academy, right? That Les Brown is in his book now. And she's the one who held me accountable and dared me, to get my speech up like by the next day, I think. And I did. And it's like, she really, really, it's like you feel this intimidation almost that you need to be held accountable. Like it's serious when you're working with Tarnya. Like there's no games. Yes.
No games. It's about action despite the distraction. And my mom has followed me for the last 12 months on Zoom. Everywhere I go, my mom is there and I love it. She's in her leather chair and her big headphones. Sat there tuning in. She zooms everywhere with me, all over the world, and I love it because we both don't get any jet lag. And so she is one of my greatest supporters. And she said to me, Tarnya, I want to write a book. And I said, right, Mom, let's go for it. So I coached her and I published her book called The Love of God, and it's available on Amazon, and it reached #2 on the Amazon charts. So I'm just super proud of my mom. She's written a second book. Oh, she's got the book.
It's in the family.
Yes. So it's absolutely, my mum is an absolute massive support. And that is what we need in life, is to have that support network around us, which is so key.
It's so good. And I want to talk more about open doors, because I know when I was skimming through the pages, I saw challenges regarding your son, right?
Yes. So many, I've had so many challenges and still have challenges.
Yeah.
Like Les Brown says, it's called life.
Yeah.
And my son, who now is 14, when he was born, we knew something wasn't right. He came 3 weeks early. He decided, I am not coming when you think I'm coming, Mom. He came on bonfire night, the 5th of November, and I will never forget. And I remember, before I tell you the story of it, when he was ill, that I had booked my driving test. And because he came early, I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? My mom said, Tan, I think you should just cancel and rebook. I was like, no way, Mom, not doing that. I have spent far too much money. You know, when you are determined to do something, no matter what hurdle comes in your way, I'm like,
that's
no,
right.
Not today.
Not
and
today.
I said to my mom, I'm not having it. I'm doing this. So I still had my big stomach because, you know, I've just had him 4 days after. I think it was about 3 days afterwards I had him.
Oh my God.
7 o'clock in the morning, breastfed him, gave him to my mom, and I said, I'll see you in about an hour. And off I went, and my driving instructor said, I'm a bit concerned that you might have the baby around the wheel. I said, you don't need to be concerned. I've had the baby. And he was like,
oh my God.
Are you serious? I tell this story in Open Doors. And I said, yes, I've had him. My mom's there with him. I've just breastfed him, and let's go. And I passed because I had that determination. And as he was growing older and older, I just knew that my husband and I knew there was something not right with him. And he was in and out of hospital, in and out of the doctors. He had this choking, and it was like a granddad cough. And every time he coughed, it was like lots of bubbles would come out of his mouth. And we had this journey for about 18 months. And I'll be working, they'd call me, we've had to call the ambulance. He was severely ill. And we knew there was something wrong because he wasn't growing properly. And he was very small for his age. He couldn't eat certain foods. And because I've had a daughter before, and she's now 18, I knew there was something not right. You know, you just know there's something not right and you just can't put your finger on it. But because the doctors didn't know either, they kept sending us home and telling us, oh, he may have asthma. Oh, he may have this. We knew it wasn't asthma. My husband has asthma. It's not asthma. Oh, he may have X, Y, and Z. But we knew there was something serious. And then one day when I was breastfeeding him, he just stopped feeding. He went blue. We called the ambulance, and still nothing. And we had this for 18 months, and it was very, very distressing on myself and my husband, just not knowing what was wrong, but knowing there is something not right. And then one day, my mother-in-law said to me, when you take him to the doctors, and do not move until they do something. So I took him to the doctors because he had stopped feeding now at this time. He just said, right, I've had enough of this. And the doctor just took one look at him, called the ambulance and said, there is something not right. We don't know what it is, but there is something not right. And when we took him to the hospital, the lady looked at him and said, okay, I've got a child the same age as your son, and I know there's something not right. We're going to do a test. So they had to put like a dye. He had to drink this little dye. And they wanted us to watch what happens when the dye goes down. And they realized there was a hole in his lung. And that was the issue. And I'm so grateful to God that we found it, because it could have been a different story, because he may not have lived. And that was quite distressing for us as a family. And he had a life-saving operation. He was on life support, and they had the best surgeon in the country operating on him. They had to sort of like cut his throat, go in, tie his tubes, and he made a very, very quick recovery. And that period in my life was one of the worst moments, knowing that, will he live? You know, after carrying him for 9 months and preparing for this child, a little bouncy baby boy who was only £5. He was so little and cute. But God had a different plan on his life. I said, no, he's going to be fine. And these are some of the hurdles that I've gone through.
Wow.
And it was very distressing. And the tears, not knowing what to do, etc., etc. But now he's taller than me. He's a big strapping lad now with a very deep voice. And everything is okay. So that's one of the challenges that I talk about in Open Doors.
Wow. Yes, I will be reading that. There's so much to be told about people, like one person. You know, there's so many things that you just can't get it all in like an interview.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, no one would know unless you wrote about it, right? Like such as the time when Les wrote about he slept in the garbage with garbage. Like no one would know that otherwise. It's not something you think about or something you focus on a daily basis. So you just keep going, like you said, and you don't focus on, I've been through that. That's in my past, and I keep moving forward. I want to ask you, when did you start saying, see it, plan it, anticipate it? Like, when did you start saying that? And do you know why? Like,
I often think that myself. When about 2018, and I had some goals that I wanted to achieve, and I thought, okay, I can do this. And we have to talk to ourselves sometimes. We have to have a proper conversation with ourselves. And I said to myself, you got to plan it. Because when you're going to do something, if you want to be effective and see it come to pass, you have to plan these things. And then it's about the anticipation, waiting for it to happen, knowing it's going to be happening. As we know, doing Thinking into Results, the coaching program, it's about knowing it's going to happen. We walk by faith and not by sight. And then it's about that visualization. We see it, we believe it. And that's where it all came back. And I just started to say, you know what? Plan it, see it, anticipate it. And then now it's 3 years later, it becomes a book. It's all about setting goals and taking action. And that is the key thing, is about the action, because a lot of us have goals. A lot of us have goals, but that's where it stops. We don't take the action. We don't take time to plan it. We don't take time to visualize it, because I said to my son yesterday, we live in a microwave generation.
Yeah.
Instant. I should write a book on that, microwave generation.
Yeah.
We want it now. We want it yesterday. No, there's a process. There is a process. And as Les Brown says, no test, no testimony.
No testimony.
Come on now. There is a process that we go through, and it will happen. It says, do not grow weary in doing good, because in due time you will reap a harvest if you don't give up. Come on, plan it,
love it,
anticipate it.
Oh my gosh, you're making it heated in your screen. Cool down. Gosh, it's like you get so hot, I think it's incredible. I know you shared with me before a few of the comments that you were told, like, when you were, being told negative things, I think by family members or other people who can envy you. You want to share some of that, like back and when you were in college?
Some people say things, I think, and not even think about the words that they're saying. They just say it. There are some people that are saying it to be vindictive. And growing up in a single parent household, my mom having me when she was 16, and people say, you're not going to end up as anything. You're not going to do anything with your life. You're going to end up as a statistic. And at first I thought, you know what, maybe I am, maybe that's my life, you know, and having these dreams, but not having the confidence to chase after them, because I was that sleeping lion for many years. And
Wow.
the lion has that potential to chase down its prey, but not realizing and just lying there with that pathetic roar, like, you know. But we cannot allow the negative opinion of others to get to us, because I've been there, done that, everything else, and I'm trying to teach people not to stay in your circumstances like I did. Get out of that quicker than I did. You don't have to stay in that place. And that thing we call comfort zone. We don't have to stay in that place. It's about believing in yourself. Believe that you have the potential to be and do all what God has called you to do and be. It's that self-belief, because if we don't believe in ourselves, Pratibha, it's going to be so hard to be able to chase after the things that we want. So there came a point where I had to serve notice to those negative words, serve notice to those negativity, and be in a place and change my environment, change my circle of friends. I moved from Birmingham, UK to Manchester, which is about 2 hours away, with a one-way coach ticket and a one suitcase. And I came to Manchester, and that was about 22 years ago, and I never looked back. And it was a hard decision, but if I wanted to see a different result, I had to do something different. And I made a drastic change. And I left my mom, obviously I was an only child, and I left. And it was a hard decision because she was on her own at the time. Mom, I'm doing this for me. And she understood, and she said to me, Tarn, when you finish your degree, you can always come back. And I was like, no. But then, I'm married now, I've been married for 20 years, I have 2 amazing children. I stayed.
You inspire me because, I just moved to Atlanta by myself, but a paradigm, right? Yeah. A lot of those paradigms that, people make you fully believe that, it's not affordable, or, it's better you stay at home, or, help your parents and all these things. Like, I have to do what's best for me.
Yeah.
You can't grow and get uncomfortable. I've been uncomfortable since I came here. Now it's just myself. I have to push. Like, I have to push what I love to do.
Yes.
Wow. What words of wisdom would you give to me, Coach Tarnya?
Words of wisdom. You're doing a great thing, because many people have an idea of doing something, whatever that thing is. It stays as a thought. It stays as an idea. Oh, I'd love to do that. Oh, I would love to do this. What you can actually, and you've actually done it, Pratibha, even though it's difficult.
I know.
Move to a different city on your own, to be on your own, to be everything that you're called to be, and you're doing it. And that's what the main thing is, taking action. And that's what I would encourage you to keep on doing. Keep on taking that action every single day. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it sometimes hurts. And yes, sometimes there's tears where no one sees the struggle. And I always say to people, you don't see the back office of what I do. You don't see the back office of what Pratibha does. You love to do that, what you're doing. Really? You really love to. Do you see the tears, the sweat, the blood, everything behind closed doors? You just see, put a book out. You don't see the challenges. You don't see the struggles of life, what we go through in family, etc., etc. And no, I don't sit here and have a pity party and talk about it, because we all go through stuff. But I'm not going to focus on family situations and this is going on, that's going on. I've got things I'm on a mission, Pratibha. We are on a mission. I ain't got time to sit and talk about problems and challenges of life, because it's always going to be there.
That's right.
I handle them, but I've focused on my mission. I have a mission. And if I focus on the challenge, that's distracting me. I ain't got time for distractions. I
love it.
Move forward.
I so love it. I say that every day to him, like, I don't have time for that. Like, I was like, I have to keep moving. Like, I'm on my own. Like, I need to push. Like, I don't have time to sit there and, spend too much time pondering and things like that. No, like I have things to be done today. Wow. So how do your kids feel about the work you do?
At first, it was a little bit, oh, Mom, you're leaving your, your job. That's all they seen me do for 15 years. I was up and down meetings, lectures, marking, all that type of stuff. All, for 15 years, rushing from meeting, picking up the kids, come on, running down the lane, picking them up because I'm late, and all that stuff. But then there came a point, Priti, when I write it in my book, Planet See, Anticipate It. I'm going to shorten it to PSA in my PSA book. And I write about, there came a moment in my life where I came home from work, came home late. My husband had cooked dinner. He's a very supportive husband. And
shout out to him. What's his name? Shout out to your husband. That is
Damien, yes,
always the case.
Yes. And then in the morning, I couldn't find my car keys. And I thought, where are my car keys? I'm going to be late. I drop off the children to school and then I drop myself off to work. I'm going to be late and I need to be there for 8:30. And I was like, oh my goodness. I looked everywhere. Guess where my keys were?
In the car.
In the car, in the ignition.
Oh, genius.
Left there overnight.
Oh,
I was exhausted, overwhelmed, overworked. I needed to do something about it. I don't know if anyone listening can resonate with that. When you come to a point where enough is enough. You either stay in that situation and put up and shut up, or you do something about it. And I chose the latter. I decided Tarnya needs to do something about it. And I did. In 2018, I handed in my resignation and I've never looked back.
Oh my Atlanta. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
There's such like a wealth of knowledge and wisdom and like you teaching, right? You're a professor. There's so much for you to say that it's all now coming out in the books. It's like that wouldn't have happened. You would have just only been so busy in that repetition of teaching, being exhausted and coming home to family, just running, that run around. It's like you wouldn't take time to get to know yourself more. So do you feel like you have, of course, the freedom, but now like you have a better life because you don't have a job? Is that how you feel?
Wow. I felt my burdens, I felt so lighter. I didn't have to rush around, going to bed late because I'm marking, because I need to be in the morning. I knew I could live life now on Tarnyas terms. I can choose not to work on a Monday. I can choose what time I work.
Wow.
I'm not bound to deadlines. My boss, Stuart Steen, love him to bits, and he's coming to the launch. He always said to me, Tarnya, I need this by the close of play today. Tarnya, I need this by the close of play today. That was his favorite line. And I said, Stuart, these things are impossible. I teach all day and you want things by the close of play today. I couldn't live like that. I said, no, Stuart, I can't. I'm always in demand. I need it now, now, now. And that's the life I couldn't live anymore. Now, I have a team now, Pratibha. I have a personal assistant. And I'm so grateful to be able to have a team that's working with me on a vision moving forward. I no longer have to be bound by Stuart and his close of play today, even though I love him to bits. I don't have to be bound by the boss and the deadlines, the unrealistic deadlines, the overworked, so many things to do. Yes, I've got loads of things to do in my business, but now I'm working for me and my family. I'm leaving a legacy for my children.
I love this. Wow. Do you want to share your C-type goal?
C-type goal, which one? I've got loads. My C-type goal, you know what, Pratibha? I want to make a greater impact in thousands of people's lives. Because I believe we're here, we woke up yet another day, we're still here. That means our mission has not been complete. And every time I wake up in the morning, sometimes you get that, I don't know if I feel like it today. I feel like I have another snooze, another 5 minutes, and I roll around in my bed. And do you know what? I have the privilege to serve people. Like being on this amazing podcast, I have the amazing privilege to share words of wisdom, words of encouragement for others. And that is what I love to do. So that my C-type goal is to make an impact in millions of people's lives. And that is what I want to do. And it's scary because I sometimes think, me, I got nothing to say.
Oh my God.
That is what I want to do.
Wow. Wow. You know what? This just comes to mind. You also just overcame COVID.
Oh, that's a book, right? Wow. Yes.
Tell me about that. Your experience, and it was real for you. Like it's real.
Oh my goodness. Yes. When people say, "Oh, COVID," listen, it's real. It's a real thing. It doesn't matter how it got here, right?
Yeah.
It's here and it's real. My son came home from school. He goes to high school and he wasn't feeling well. I thought, oh, maybe he's just a little bit of that cold, whatever. And he was extremely unwell, and he's never been like that since he's been sick many years ago. And I thought, okay, maybe COVID. Then my husband was sick, and the ambulance came. He's got asthma, so he had struggled with his breathing. And he said, Tarnya, he felt he was going to die.
Oh my God.
And that's how bad it was for him. And he was down on his knees, his hands and knees, and he was like struggling. The ambulance came, and they said, it's best that I have a test tomorrow because we think it's COVID. And I thought, oh my goodness. And so then my husband became a little bit worse. And then I had the test, and then a day later, COVID. And then everything went downhill from there. I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't know that I would recover. But my mindset, I thought, you know what? It's not the end for me yet. I am just living my journey right now. And my husband said to me, Tarnya, you have to fight. But see, if you saw me at home, you wouldn't believe it was me. I was totally unrecognizable. I just looked really, really rough, as we would say. I just totally wasn't myself. I couldn't breathe properly. I couldn't even talk properly. People were saying to me that I sounded like death. I had no energy. I had constant headaches, feeling faint all the time, throwing up, couldn't eat. I had to have like food replacements, liquids. My husband was amazing. Look, he just recovered from COVID and looking after me.
Wow.
And that was for 5 months, I was really ill. And I just thought, no, this is not my end. This is definitely not my end. And I had to really encourage myself to get better. And I really had to force myself to get better. And I thank everybody for their words of, their nice, kind words, even yourself, the advice and everything like that. And it's only now that I'm getting back on my feet.
It's so emotional because that's a big deal. Like seeing your husband like that, and then can't breathe properly. Someone saying you sound like death. Yeah, it can sound harsh, but it's like something, just being honest. And just for 5 months, and then still they say, you're not 100%, like with COVID, like it's not 100% recovered like right away. It's like, there's still maybe something, but you can't focus on that. You don't want to bring it to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that I feel like you should write a book on this. This was really captivating for me, just hearing that.
About overcoming challenges, because we can overcome and we will overcome, but it's how we handle the situation. Because when I was recovering, one of the real big things I was struggling with was brain fog. I would forget the simplest things. I couldn't remember words. I couldn't remember like anything. I had to write things down all the time when I was talking to people. I had to start finding strategies that I had to use to overcome.
Look at that.
Write things down and I'd be like, I'm sorry, but I can't remember. And they just asked me a question on a podcast and I couldn't, and I'm so embarrassed and I couldn't remember. And I'm like, really sorry, can you repeat that? I can't remember. And I write things down so I can remember stuff. So I have
Wow.
coping strategies to overcome. And now, Pratima, I don't know if you can tell, my hair it was falling out of it. I'd comb it and clumps of hair. And I was like, oh my goodness. So that's what I'm back. That's my next thing now. I'm dealing with my hair. I'm having like hair treatment.
Yeah.
Inside of my body as well. I'm having lots of spinach smoothies,
Smoothie.
avocado and banana smoothies, just to work on the inside and on the outside so my hair could come back to full strength.
I didn't know it affected hair.
It affects a lot of things. It affects a lot.
I understand. I understand what you're saying by that. Oh, Lord. It's so serious. And it's like, you just went through a whole nother like realm, like a whole nother life living like that.
Yes.
That's the thing. Just keep going. It happened. You still keep going. Like, yes, you rest, but it's like we don't stop doing what we do. Like me, right? No one knows the back part of, what's been going on with me unless I talk about it in live. But it's like, you keep going. You don't stop. Like, I don't stop Try Together. You don't stop writing. You don't stop, your coaching, right? So was that you weren't there, right, for the 5 months, right? Were you not available?
I refused to go to hospital because I thought if I go to the hospital, I may not come out of hospital. So
That's right. That's very true.
And I put it in my groups, my coaching groups. I thought I need to tell them. Because at first I was like, no, I won't say anything, And then I thought, I need to let them know that I'm not well. That's why I'm not present, really. And I tried to do this video. I'm laughing now. It's funny now, but it wasn't at the time. Someone said, we don't stop. Come on now, that's the mantra. We don't stop. I did a video and I was like this. Okay, guys. I just let you know.
You thought you were talking?
And one of my clients put in the comments, Tarnya, what on earth are you doing? Do not come back on this camera. We are big girls. We can look after ourselves. Do not do another video again.
Oh my God.
They was after me. And it was so nice that, they're calling, checking on me, sending me messages and remedies to do and take, and really cared for me. So understanding, because I couldn't really be 100% there for them. But it was absolutely encouraging to know that, they're there for you, which was really nice.
You built a community.
That's it.
It's incredible.
Community, yes.
It was so fun having you on today.
It's been a pleasure. I also want to say it's been amazing. It's great. It feels like that we've already met and know each other, which I think is absolutely incredible. And I just can't wait till COVID and all these restrictions is over so we can either you come to me in England.
I know.
I can't wait to meet my other family. I've met so many amazing people online and I can't wait to meet them in person, which is going to be amazing.
It's incredible how we met, and how like you can know someone online in our groups and stuff. And it's like we've all gotten to know each other. I think this is a blessing. Like social media can be a blessing if you use it right. Yeah. So
definitely.
It was so good having you on.
It was amazing.
We can reach you.
Well, you can reach me on my Facebook, Tarnya Coley. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. If you want to send me a lovely message and say hi, it's Tarnya at ibelieveIcan.co.uk. Check out my website. I've just had it refreshed. So ibelieveIcan.co.uk. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
I love it. I love it. I know I checked it out. Yeah. And you also have your 15-minute consultations, correct?
Yes, I have a free 15-minute consultation. If you want to set a roadmap with me, if you want to plan it, see it, and anticipate it, have a free 15-minute consultation and we can do some stuff together and see how we can work together. And most importantly as well, Pratima, my book launch, 30th of April. Come along. It's going to be amazing. Ian Harvey, our good friend, is going to be hosting the evening. So that's going to be amazing.
Ian is great. You guys should look into Ian Harvey too. So many great people. And I want to thank everyone who's tuned in today. Thank you so much, because this is not possible without community. And, you know, we grow together and we rise together. So thank you so much for being on Chai Together.
Thank you for having me.
That's from the heart, you know,
pleasure.
speak from the heart.
Been amazing, absolutely. And you are doing an amazing job. Keep on inspiring, and you're doing amazing. And sometimes, Pratima, a word of encouragement for you and for those that are listening, sometimes the work that we do, we may never know the lives that we impact.
That's right.
On doing it, because we're here to serve others.
That's how I feel. You know, I feel maybe it can be possibly imposter syndrome, or like Les says, when you're in the frame, you don't see the big picture, right? It's like, I don't possibly see how big I am or how much I'm inspiring on a daily basis when people, you know, send me messages and things, but it's like, it's still me. Like, I just me as me, but it's like, it's so big. Like, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, Chai Together. Like, someone said they thought I got too big to be on their podcast. I'm like, what? No, I just didn't receive a link. Like, the fact that people think that she's too big to be on my show, or like, you know, like such an honorable thing, you know. So hi Kristen.
Hi Kristen. She said, yes, we are here to serve others. Come on. That's my word for 2021. And it's even pretty on my phone. Serve.
Wow, that's cute.
Serve. That's what we're here to do. We're here to serve.
I love it. My she said, hey ladies, my yearly word is discipline. Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's a big word, that.
That should be another book of yours. Discipline.
Discipline. You know what, Pratima? I do have a series in my head, right? And one of them, you know, talking about creating healthy habits. It's so important, is creating those healthy habits. Because we've been in lockdown for a whole year. Well, here in the UK, we're still on lockdown. And it's been a whole year. And through that time, I've created some new healthy habits. And I say to people, now that we're being lifted and we're able to go out more, etc., are you going to undo those habits, or are you going to keep those healthy habits? It's important to keep the good, healthy habits that we have, because it's going to help us to grow, develop, and be more, because it's bigger than ourselves. So we've got to have that discipline in order to grow.
So many gems. It's really cool. Well, I've been eating vegan, vegetarian, so that's really, it makes a difference.
Yeah. It does. Well, I can't eat much meat because I have this very, very funny digestive system. I'm gluten-free. And I tell you what, it's not a very nice thing if I've eaten a little bit of gluten, and it's only just recently happened, like the last 5 years. And I realized it. I was eating something. I was eating a dumpling, and my husband said, "Are you pregnant?" And I said, "What?" No, my belly started to grow, and then when I have it, what happens is my stomach grows, and then the constant vomiting and the diarrhea, and that's how severe it is. And so with the meat, I can't process it properly, so I can't have much meat either. So I have a very, very funny digestive system. So vegan is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. You know, that makes me think possibly, you know, I do gluten-free when I can, but possibly that gluten affects my stomach too, like the bloating and stuff. But you know, when you say you can't eat a lot of meat, human beings aren't meant to eat meat. Like our teeth, like it's not, that's why it gets stuck. We're not meant to eat meat. You know, our digestive systems cannot handle, meat takes about like 4 days for it to fully process it, depending on if it's like red meat or chicken or fish, like anything. But that's another live, and I definitely want to like bring you back for those you know, healthy habits and things to talk about more. It was so awesome having you again. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and until tomorrow I will be back. So thank you. Bye.